Self-Management Fund, Resilience, Recovery and Development. What have we learned? Ruth McCabe, Jerry King, Irene Donaldson, stand.
Morning everyone, it's a real pleasure to be here with you this morning. I've got a very small part to play in this presentation. My name is Ruth McCabe and I work for the Fife Health and Social Care Partnership. My job in the partnership is to make Fife dementia friendly. And the most important thing about dementia friendly communities is that they are driven by people living with dementia. And I was very blessed in the early start when I started the job to meet Jerry King and Irene Donaldson, who are both people living with younger onset dementia. So what we're going to talk about today is a course called A Good Life with Dementia course. And I'm basically going to give over to Irene and Jerry to actually do the presentation. They created the course, they delivered the course, so it's really their course. So I'm just going to hand over to Jerry and Irene to just take it away, as they say.
Thank you, Ruth. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure being here. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with the terrible twins, Irene and Gerald, this morning. We work as a team and we die as a team, so that's fine. I'll start off, Irene, if you want. I'll just give a little background into what the course was. In the autumn of 2020, Stan was approached by a gentleman called Damien Murphy from Innovations in Dementia about the possibility of writing a self-management course for people living with dementia, which could be delivered at the point of diagnosis. The original concept was that as we were in the midst of a COVID pandemic, it would be delivered online. STAN members, as a group of younger people living with dementia, knew from their own lived experience how valuable support at the point of the journey could be. They have a gold standard service here in Fife. We have a nurse who supports us through the process of being diagnosed, then continuing on our journey until our lives end. This service is not in place for people who are diagnosed with dementia over the age of 65 in Fife. Post-diagnosis support is available, but there can be a wait of 3 to 6 months before it is put in place. STAN members were keen to be involved in developing and delivering a course, as knew that from their own experience how valuable it has been to commune with people who are in a similar situation to themselves.
So we developed the course. 4 members of the group of STAND developed the course. We are all people living with a diagnosis of dementia, and we were all very heavily involved. All the sessions to develop the course took place on Zoom, and over several meetings, themes emerged, which were then collated into a course. The course became a 6-week package with a mix of focused discussions, hints and tips, and the lived experience of STAND members to illustrate the course themes. The 6 weeks covers the following themes. What do you understand about your dementia? Because we realised everybody's dementia is really quite different. How can I overcome some of the barriers I may face? Because again, each of us had faced very different barriers and had found very different ways of managing to overcome them. And what are my rights? And is it always my fault? Those themes rose all the time, and so we formed them into the content of the course.
How can I get heard in my relationship and in the wider world? Evaluation was built in as part of the course process, and the flourishing scale was identified as the best tool, copyrighted by Ed Diner and Robert Biswas Diner. This was to be given out to participants at week 1, and again at week 6. Week 6 was given over completely to feedback about the course and to looking forward. By late autumn of 2020, we were ready to deliver the course and sought participants. Despite extensive marketing through the health and social care contracts, interest was low, and it was clear that despite the assumption that everyone had gone online during the pandemic, it was clear the audience we were reaching hadn't embraced this new world. The pandemic seemed to be easing, and it was anticipated face-to-face groups would resume in 2021. So we decided to expand on the material, and over the winter of 2020 and early spring 2021, we worked on the material and produced a course that could be delivered face-to-face. We applied for funds from the Alliance Self-Management Fund to deliver the course and were awarded £5,000. These funds were needed to facilitate the fees, venues, refreshments and transport.
We were really happy and we were really excited to deliver the course, and to date we have delivered 2 A Good Life with Dementia courses face-to-face. The first course was held between August and September 2021 with 4 participants, and the second between November and December 2021 with 3 participants. Both courses evaluated well, with flourishing scales improving for all but 1 participant. And we actually have some evaluations from both courses to get quotes from. The added value from both courses was that the family and friends who brought the people with dementia to the courses formed their own peer support groups for the 6 weeks. These were supported by family and friends of stand members, which meant they could get the benefit of their lived experience. So it worked really well. So those of us living with dementia, we worked together, and we had somebody, Jerry's wife, my partner, the partner or the wife of another member of the group, whatever, a friend of one of our group, and they made tea, made coffee. And so the carers and families and friends, they all got a chance to get together and talk about what life was like for them. So it was a really good balance. Some of the feedback that we got was somebody said, it's really hard to describe what I feel. It has touched me very deeply in ways that has surprised me. It has given me a chance to talk about some of my innermost thoughts and feelings and share my fears about this condition. Talking to other people has been a great help. I expected to be in a fairly shallow, warm sea, and at times I have found myself in deep sea, not in a bad way, but with a life jacket on. At times I have had tears in my eyes. Trying to talk to people about dementia is really hard. They just don't seem to understand. Even the most well-meaning of people don't seem to get it. Trying to explain the peculiarities of this illness can be very tough. I have been truly moved by this experience, and I thank you. Another member said, I have really enjoyed it. I liked meeting the people and talking to them. I have enjoyed the laughs. I am very happy and feel I now have a good life. My partner is wonderful. I know I have dementia and that it will get worse, but I feel okay. I have a few problems with memory. I can live with that. I have really enjoyed myself in this place. When asked what the course has done for them, another member said, it has helped me to make the decision to talk publicly about my illness. The more we all talk, the better we will be understood. I can now understand I can use my professional background and skills to do this. And there are many, many more, but we won't go on. That's just a wee flavour of some of the feedback that we've had from participants.
Some of the challenges that we faced. Recruitment. Persuading professionals and people living with dementia and their families and friends of the value of being part of a group has been one of the biggest barriers. It seems fair to say that the stigma that surrounds the illness continues to mean that people self-isolate and avoid connecting with the wider world, in fear of finding themselves incapable of functioning. Facilitators need to work in twos, as some of the discussions have high levels of emotional content. For example, people who are diagnosed with dementia often feel their lives are over and actively consider ending it. This subject matter can be very challenging to deal with, as it needs to be received and genuinely heard, and the facilitators need to be skilled enough to know when they can move on the discussion to more positive themes. Going forward, STAND has managed to secure £20,000 from NHS Fife to deliver 8 courses over the next 2 years. The funds have been allocated from new Scottish Government money for post-diagnostic support. The funds were allocated on the basis of doing something different. STAND is clearly meeting that criteria. The unique selling point of the Good Life with Dementia course is that it has been designed by people living with a diagnosis of dementia and also delivered by people living with dementia. Gold standard information and peer support delivered at the optimum time, the ongoing opportunities to connect with peers throughout the course of the illness is invaluable. The fact that NHS Fife is endorsing the course hopefully means that challenges to uptake can be addressed. Future courses, facilitators will be grown from the participant groups, which means the pool of facilitators can be constantly refreshed and courses can run in all geographical areas of the kingdom. We need to extend and enhance the evaluation data, and we are working with Damien at Innovations Dementia and a team at Bradford University to achieve this. By doing this, we hope that the future of Good Life Dementia course will be part of the standard post-diagnostic support offered across the UK.
Thank you both. I'm going to just finish on one quote that we had from the course. There was one lady who said, "Great communication, wonderful to talk to people who have dementia. We've been able to talk about everything. I've never been able to talk to people about me before. We talk openly, we say how it is. That's a great help. It has helped me to open up." I talked for Scotland, and this woman really did talk for Scotland. I talked for Scotland, but not about this. So marvellous, marvellous opportunity. And really a very sincere thank you to the Alliance for giving us the funds, because basically what we've done with the Good Life course is use it as a pilot, and we've got enough evidence to persuade the NHS to give us £20,000. That has to be amazing. When we started this journey, we never thought for a minute this is where we'd end up. So we now have the authority, the credibility, the kind of, sanction from the NHS that this is something really of value. So watch this space, and hopefully it will be rolled out across Scotland in time to come. So thank you for listening, and thank you, Jerry and Irene. As always, absolute stars.